All right, y'all. This prison story is about when I met the prison pimp, Big Thomas. Now, this prison story is going to be a long one. This prison story is for the truck drivers. This prison story is for my warehouse workers or people that need to pass the time. I got y'all. This is going to be a really good one. But before we even get to this prison story, y'all know what time it is. I need for y'all to do your big partner Donta a favor, please. First, I need for y'all to hit that like button. That's number one. That's mandatory. As soon as y'all come in, hit the like button. Second, in the comment section, this is a real important question. Just tell me. Do y'all like pineapple on your pizza? I don't care what other topics on there, but just let me know in the comment section right now. Me and my wife is having a huge debate about this, and it's getting serious. So I need for y'all to let me know, do y'all eat pineapple on y'all pizza? Me, I love it. I love it. My wife, she don't like it. We getting the whole community involved, so I need to know. Again, do y'all eat pineapple on y'all pizza? Let me know in the comment section. And don't forget to hit that like button. Also, we finna get to it, y'all. Chill out. Also, there's a new thing on here on YouTube called the hype button. Make sure y'all hype, okay? I don't know exactly what that is, but if y'all see it in the comment section, hit the hype button for me, okay? And make sure y'all share this video. All right, we finna get to it. Now, this took place in 93, I believe. Yeah, 93 and 94. Now, we gonna start all the way from the beginning. Now, this is when I first got locked up. My very first charge that led me into the criminal underworld in prison. So, I'm going to say in 1990, I was in Ohio. Okay. I was clubbing, I was running the streets, and I met this beautiful woman. And long story short, we end up messing around, and I end up going to Georgia, and then I end up coming back to Detroit. Okay. So we're going to say 2-3 years will go by. And my wife, who I'm with now, her sister was getting married. So I supposed to be in the wedding. So I was, and this was in Flint at this time, y'all. So I'm driving and the Michigan State Police get behind me. Now, I'm just crossing over these train tracks over there off of Western Road or whatever. And the police, they get behind me. And he flicked me. So I pull over and he get out the car and he like, registration, insurance, all that license. So I give it to him. So he come back and he was like, "You ever been to Ohio?" I said, "Yeah, I've been there." He was like, "Okay, yeah, sit tight." So I'm like, why the heck did he ask me have I ever been to Ohio? Right? And I was only down there for maybe, at that time, 2 weeks? And I wasn't committing no crimes down there. So he back there for at least a good 15 minutes. Next thing you know, all type of blue trucks start swerve like that's pulling up, right? And they are jumping out with their guns like, "Put your hands out the car, put your hands out the car, put your hands back in the car," right? I'm like, what the, right? So they done pulled me out the damn car, threw me up on the hood and everything, jacking me up and everything. I'm like, man, what the heck going on? So they not telling me nothing. So they put me in the back of one of their patrol cars and they just all out there, right? So I'm like, what the heck? They treat me like I done, burnt somebody. You know what I'm talking about? I done took somebody up out of here. So eventually they come, one of the guys come and he like, "You a fugitive, right?" I said, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, you a fugitive from Ohio." I said, "A fugitive?" I said, "Man, y'all got the wrong person." So I gave him my name, my social, my birthday, and everything. He was like, "Yeah, that's you. It's you." I said, "A fugitive from what?" And it was like, well, we don't really know. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm in the back of this patrol car like, man, I'm about to miss this wedding. Man, this is about to be crazy, right? So anyway, he comes back and he like, well, they saying they want you for child support. I said, what? He was like, yeah, child support. They talking about you owe like 10 bands. I was like, man, I ain't on no damn child support in Ohio, man. I ain't got no kids in no Ohio, man. What? So they was like, yeah, they said they want you. So we just we're gonna take you to Genesee County and you get extradited. So I'm like, what the man? All right. So I end up going to the county. As soon as I hit the bullpen, well, like I said, I'm gonna make this story long, so I'm gonna give y'all step by step. So I get there, and the officer, he leave me in the car, whatever. He check his gun in, then he come and get me, and I go into intake. Now, intake is the first step when you get to the county jail. Now, I don't know if all county jails do this, but this is how Genesee County do it. So as soon as you get in there, you got 2 officers. You got a sergeant and like a regular CO right there. First thing you got to do, you stripping. You pull it, you taking your shirt off, handing it to to one of the COs. He gonna shake it. You're gonna take your socks off. You're gonna take your pants off. You're gonna go through that, check it, take your shoes off. You're gonna check that, and then you're gonna take your drawers off. Yeah, that's right. You gonna take your drawers off. So when you take your drawers off, you're gonna be standing there booty naked, and they're gonna tell you to turn around, spread your butt cheeks, squat, and cough. Right? While they looking at you. And I know. Some of y'all gonna be like, man, ain't no way. I ain't finna be, man. Hell no. All right, they got something for you. They're gonna put you in a green suit and throw your ass in a drunk tank. Meaning it's gonna be cold in there, real cramped, and it's just do what they tell you. Just go ahead and comply. That's all I'm gonna say. Just comply, because you're not gonna win. So anyway, I go through that humiliation ritual or whatever, and then I put my clothes back on, and then they take me to this next part where they doing like a psych evaluation. They ask me, do I want to harm myself? Am I on any type of psych medications? Am I in a gang? Is there anybody? Do I feel like my life is in danger? These is the standard questions they ask, whatever. So after that, they take you to the bullpen. Now the bullpen is like, just imagine, I don't know. Just imagine a big room that got benches all around it, a payphone right here, and one toilet way in the back. Now, this place really only supposed to hold maybe 20 guys, but but they can push at least about 50, 60 dudes in here and have it real cramped. But anyway, so I get up in there. Now at this time, it's maybe noon, 12 o'clock that I'm in the bullpen. There's maybe about 5 or 6 guys up in there, right? So I'm up in there. I'm gonna just fast forward to me about to get when Ohio came and got me, because this is when I actually met Big Thomas going to Ohio. So on my last day, now with the extradition thing, they got 30 days to come get you, or Genesee County will let you go. Why these motherfuckers came and got me on the 30th day? When they called my name, I'm thinking I'm about to go home, right? I'm thinking they're about to let me out. I'm about to, hit the streets. Why Ohio was there? Yeah, the U.S. Marshals was there for unpaid child support. Listen, I don't keep y'all understanding me. They came and got my ass for unpaid child support. They treated me like I was like the serial killer, man. So when they came and got me, it was like an older white guy and an older white lady. They was married. It was a couple, and I guess this is what they do. This is their career. and they're a team or whatever. So they come get me. They chain me up from head to toe, y'all. I'm talking about they had the shackles on my ankles. They had the chain around my stomach. The chain that it came from my stomach to my wrist or whatever. They had me like I was like Hannibal Lecter or something. You know what I'm talking about? So anyway, they get me, but that was cool. They was cool. They seemed like, okay, this dude ain't no violent guy. This dude, they was like, they want you for child support? I said, apparently. They was like, man, like, that's crazy. I said, yeah. And I said, the thing about it, I ain't got no kids in Ohio, man. I ain't got no kids. It was like, well, I mean, this is really weird. Like, they must really wanted you. I said, apparently. So they telling me like, yeah, it's this guy. It's this dude that they finna go pick up. That's in what was we at? Milan, Michigan, or is that Ohio? It's dang. Okay, for all my people that drive from Flint or Detroit, going to Columbus, Ohio. It's that one part. It's like a real, like a U-turn, and it's like a sugar company right there, and it's an airport right there also. I think it's called Milan, Michigan, or Milan, Ohio. It's one of them or whatever. It's like the halfway point, whatever. But that's where we had to go to pick up Big Thomas. Now they telling me on the way there, like, hey, yeah, you getting a real lucky break because the guy we finna pick up right now, he was wanted for, unaliving somebody in Puerto Rico or whatever. So, and we had to go pick him up from Milan. And like I said, it's in Ohio or Michigan. I forgot which one it is, but that's where we going because it's on the way there. So I'm like, oh, they said like he bodied 8 people there. Like he was like this gang member or whatever. And he bodied 8 people in Puerto Rico, and then they caught him here or whatever. So we end up getting there, whatever, to their county jail, and they walking him out like this motherfucker was big. This dude was huge. This dude, do y'all remember what's his name? John Coffey off of Green Mile, the big black dude that was what was it, a mouse that he brought back to life, and he was like, oh, you know what I mean? That big black Negro yelling like that. But anyway, I'm like, man, what the? I'm like, how he ain't getting it. Now so the car that we was in was an Impala, like the 2000 and I don't know, 2002, 2003 Impalas. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's not that big. I mean, he take up half of a seat, okay? And at that time, y'all, I wasn't that big. I was maybe, at that time, I probably weighed, 170, 175, probably 180 at the time. Remember, y'all, this is early in my bid, man, early. So, I didn't weigh too much. I didn't take up too much space. So, they opened the door, and he get in, right? And I'm like, what the fuck, man, this big motherfucker, man. So, he looked at me, he like, what up? I said, what's up, man? And he was like, man, I'm just ready to go, man. I'm just ready to go. So they closed the door. And now all this time, y'all, they was talking to me. The 2 marshals, they talked to me from the jail till we got here. And they ain't say a word to me after when we got him in there, right? So they ended up pulling off. Now at this time, we probably got maybe 2 more hours to get to Columbus. So maybe like an hour and 45 minutes. So, boom. So now we get back on the expressway. And he like, hey, little partner, what they got you for? I was like, man, you won't even believe it, man. He was like, shoot, try me, man. I said, man, they got me for some child support. He was like, come on, man, that's the best that you could come up with, man, child support, man. Man, they got me for, he said the M word, you know, I can't say it, you know, because YouTube be tripping when you say certain words or whatever. He was like, yeah, man, they got me for, you know, a couple bodies, right? I ain't never getting out of prison. I was like, yeah. I was like, no, for real, they got me for some unpaid child support. And he was like, oh, all right, well, shoot, man, you'll be going home. So I was like, man, did you really do that in Puerto Rico? And he was like, who told you about that? Oh, these motherfuckers up here, they told you my business. They told you my business. I said, I mean, he was like, man, it's okay, man. I don't even care. I don't care, man. I ain't never getting out of prison anyway, so it's whatever. So I was like, so what happened? He was like, shoot, man. You know, I was born and raised in Columbus on the west side, on the bottoms, and you know, I got kicked out the crib when I was like 12 years old because I came out to my mom and told her, you know, I was gay or whatever. So when he said this, I'm like, what? Now I'm saying this in my head. I'm like, this big motherfucker gay? And he was like, I said, what'd you say? He was like, yeah, my mom kicked me out the crib because I told her I was gay. And I've been living on the street since I was 12. And you know, it was rough out there in Columbus, man. It was rough. You know, I was sleeping with men, women for, you know, just to eat, you know, just to survive or whatever. And, you know, when I got older, you know, I just started robbing cats. And, you know, when I started robbing cats, it went from robbing to, you know, I'm just start, you know, unaliving dudes, man. I was like, oh, okay. So I said, so why they getting you, like, what you do here? Like, what's your charge for here? He was like, well, shoot, actually, the thing about it, I just came from Colorado, right? They caught me in Puerto Rico. They extradited me to Colorado because I robbed a couple banks out there and I got away with like $500,000, but they ended up dropping the charges for whatever reason, because I guess this right here superseded what I had going on out there. So, you know, yeah, so now they just taking me on my rounds. I said, how much money you got away with? He was like, sure, about $500,000, about a half a ticket. I said, what you do with the money? He was like, man, tricking, coke, drinking. Yeah, man, I was shoot, man. But hey, I live my life, little bro. I live my life, little bro. I said, oh, okay. So I'm like, you know, I'm thinking to myself, like, this dude, the only thing I heard out his mouth was that he was gay. That's the only thing I heard. And my anxiety was going out the roof because he's that picture. He's that perfect picture that you would describe of being a booty bandit. You know what I'm talking about? Big, black, bald head. You know, that look like Big Hurt, right? From Prison Talk. Shout out to Big Hurt too. So, I'm thinking like, man, this dude gay. So he was like, hey, yeah, you ever been to Jackson Pike? I said, what's that? He said, that's Columbus, that's their jail or whatever. I was like, no, I ain't never been there. He was like, well, shoot, it's Gladiator. This Gladiator school right there, man. You gonna have to fight, man. You gonna have to fight when you get in there. I said, what you mean? He was like, shit, that's all they do. They just fight and fuck up in there. I said, what? He said, yeah, that's all they do is fight and fuck. I said, yeah. He was like, what? Is there something I said? I said, yeah, man, you talking about effing? He was like, yeah, man, there ain't nothing else to do in there but to fight and fuck. I was like, that's crazy. He was like, no, man, let me tell you something. Now, this is the part of the story that this is why y'all clicked on here. Okay. So he said that when he got locked up, when he first got locked up, because he broke out. He got locked up in Michigan. In Michigan, what was that? Jackson Reception Center, whatever. Most people that go to prison in Michigan, 9 times out of 10, your first stop after you leave the county jail when you get sentenced, you go into Jackson, Michigan, Jackson prison. That's the quarantine prison. You can stay there for your whole bid if you got like 5 years or under or whatever. But that's where he went. He escaped. So he got to telling me like, yeah, man, when I went to Jackson or whatever, he said they put this white boy in the cell, and he told the white boy like, hey, I'm having sex with you tonight. And the white boy thought the white boy was like, man, stop playing. You know, he's a white dude from Detroit, you know, urban guy. And he was like, yeah, I told him like, yo, I'm having sex with you tonight. And he thought it was a joke or whatever. So he said that when they went, he told the white guy like, hey, let's work something out. I don't want to, you know, I want to give you something for you giving me something or whatever. Now at this point, y'all, I want to tell him like, yo, I don't want to hear this. You know, I have no interest in this conversation at all, right? But I'm gonna be real with y'all. This dude, even though he was handcuffed, like I was handcuffed, like from the shackles and everything, this motherfucker still look like he could do some damage, even while handcuffed. You know, he can just throw himself on me and elbow me and, you know, headbutt me and beat the fuck out of me in the back of this damn car. And these, you know, marshals, yeah. So I didn't really want to offend them. And like I said, y'all, this before Donta was the blade pusher. This was before Donta was the head buster that'll get the lock in the sock and bust you upside your head. This is the Donta before, you know, I'll run up on a cat while he in the prison shower and put a knife at his neck and tell him the next time I tell you to do something, you're going to do it with 0 issues. You understand me? Or if I tell you to fill the laundry bag up and you want a buck, I'm going to catch you when you're real vulnerable. I'll catch you while you on the toilet. I'll catch you while you in a prison shower. You know, but that came later. This was the green Donta, you know, the Donta that was gentle, if one would say that, right? So anyway, I'm just listening to him. So he was like, he told the dude like, hey, you know, I want to give you something. You know, I just don't want to, you know, just be a one-way street. And I'm like, what you talking about? He was like, I basically told him that I was going to give him some shampoo, give him some lotion, and some Dove soap or whatever to have sex with him. I said, oh, okay. So he said that, you know, the dude was like, I bet. But I guess the white dude thought he was joking, and he used the shampoo and he used the soap and whatever. And so later on that night, when they got locked in, he said that, well, I'm not finna go into great detail of what happened, but this what he said. He said, so the white guy was laying up on the bottom bunk, right? And he said that he basically jumped down and he mounted him. He got on top of him when he told him, if you scream, I'ma kill you. And he said that he just did what he did to him. Now I know a lot of y'all want me to go into details, but I'm not going into no damn details. If y'all want to hear some details, y'all go over there to Fleece Johnson channel and he'll give y'all the details, but I'm not giving y'all details. What I do on this channel, I lead y'all to the cell or into the situation, and then I'm getting up out of there, right? But anyway, oh, and speaking of that, I know a lot of y'all be wondering, like, yo, Donta, man, why you be, you know, telling these stories about dudes getting turned out or whatever? Well, I'm about to tell y'all right now, because that's what the internet is pushing. That is what YouTube recommends. Like, if you go to my channel and you look at all my popular videos, most of them is dealing with somebody getting turned out. Social media is a business, okay? I got other stories on here, plenty of other stories, but YouTube just don't like to push them other stories. So for those that be asking, yo, Dante, why you be making videos like this? Because this is a business, and obviously the algorithm pushes this, and well, it just only makes sense. And as much time that I've been locked up, this was an everyday thing that was going on in there. Homosexuals, punks, sissies, all type of crazy stuff. But nevertheless, let's get back to the story. So he said he ended up, messing around with the dude, whatever. And he said that after he was done, he fell asleep. And he said he was holding the white guy, and he said the next morning, I guess he didn't wake up in time. The CEO basically, put the flashlight in there, like, yo, hey man, get up out that bed, man. Get up, get off him, man. Or whatever. He said he ended up getting written up, and they put him in a hole for like 2 months or whatever. So he said after that, when he got out and he hit the yard, he seen the white boy, and the white boy came up to him and basically told him that he wanted to be with him. He said that, the word went out. A lot of guys was secretly trying to, not trying. A lot of guys on the low was, taking advantage of him and in a sexual manner or whatever. And he said, like, he just approached him and said he wanted to be with him, and he wanted him to protect him, and he can have him whenever he wants, just keep him safe. And he said from that day on, that's how he was programming. He would, send the white guy out to recruit other white guys or whatever, and like tell him like, yo, this dude is a good guy and he'll take care of you, and the only thing he want is just a little TLC, 10 11 care, whatever, and tighten them up every once in a while. And he said that's how he got his boys. That's how he got his sissies. That's how he became a prison pimp. And he said what he would do is he pretty much knew all the other, down low dudes or dudes that liked the other men, and he would tell them like, yo, if you want this one or that one, give me 5 packs of ramen noodles, give me this, give me that, all type of commissary or whatever. So he's telling me all of this, and he like, I got a couple of punks up there in the Pike right now that's waiting on me. I was like, how you know that? He was like, shoot, I be sending them money, man, just like my family or whatever, man. I said, oh, okay. Now, this video is almost 30 minutes long. I'm going to make a part 2 of what happened when we actually got to the Pike and how he showed his whole ass when we got there.